Hi there, this is Mrs McTaggart, and in this video we're going to look at fourth level version of expanding brackets and simplifying. So before this you should have already been familiar at third level of expanding very simple brackets like 3 bracket 5 plus 4. So today we're going to be looking at a pair of brackets. So examples a bit like this, where you've got a bracket plus another bracket. So what you just do is you treat this as two separate little questions to start off with, and you multiply out the first bracket times and everything by 4, and then in the second bracket times everything by 3. Then we have a look at what we get. So let's do this. So if I do 4 times x, that gives me 4x. If I do 4 times 6, that gives me 24. On the second bracket, I'm going to do 3 times x, which is 3x, and 3 times negative 4 is just negative 12. Now at that point, you can then gather up what we call like terms. So we've got a 4x here and a 3x. Now it's actually a plus 3x. Whatever sign is in front goes with that. So I'm going to gather them up and I'm going to write 4x plus 3x, which is 7x. And then the other two terms, well, I've got a plus 24 and I've got a negative 12. And when you gather them up, you're just performing the basic sum of 24 take away 12, and 24 take away 12 is normal 12, so we write positive 12 and 12. Okay, so if you're not sure what sign to put in, if your number is positive you put a plus, if your number is negative you get a negative. Okay, and what I've done there is I used like the highlighter button to try and highlight what we're doing, and it might help if you want to do that. You can circle the things that match or underline them, different ways of looking at it that your teacher might do to help you break it down. But the one thing to remember is the sign that's in front of it is telling you whether to add or take away the number. That sign belongs with the 12, so it's telling you that it's a take away 12. Okay, let's look at another one like that again with a plus in the middle of 2 brackets. So this one we're going to slightly bigger numbers because we've got 2 m's and 5 m's inside the brackets. Now we're going to do the exact same though. We're going to multiply everything in the first bracket by 3 because there's a 3 out front. So we'll do 3 times 2 is 6m. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. On the second bracket, we're doing 4 times 5, which is 20 with an m, so 20m. And then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Then we're going to gather up the like terms, so I'm just going to get my highlighter out again. So I've got a 6m and I've got a plus 20m. So you just do 6 plus 20 in your head, which is 26. So you've got 26m. Then we're going to look at the number parts. So I've got a minus 12 and a minus 8. Now minus 12, minus 8 sometimes catches people out. It means you're already down at minus 12 and you need to go down another 8. So it gives you negative 20. Okay, so they're what class is basic ones. They're pretty nice because there's always been a plus in the middle of the brackets. What happens is I'm going to now make it a negative in front of the brackets. So we didn't have to worry about signs or anything here because the second both brackets are always multiplying by a positive number. So in these ones we're going to be multiplying by a negative number in the second bracket. So just to be reminded, when you multiply by a negative, it changes whatever the sign is. So for example, if you had to do negative 3 times 3, that positive 3 would turn into a negative. So that would give you negative 9. If you had to do negative 3 times negative 3, the 2 negatives would turn positive, and that would give you normal 9. Basically what's happening is I tend to explain sometimes if positive and negative are in a fight, the negative always wins, alright? Or if there's 2 negatives, they pair up and turn into a positive. So whatever this is here, if whatever these signs are in here, they are going to change to the opposites because you're timesing by this negative here, okay? So let's try this one. So the first bracket, I'm going to multiply everything by 4. And that bracket's quite straightforward because it's just normal 4. So it gives us 4 times w is 4w. 4 times 3 is positive 12. On the second bracket, I'm doing minus 3 times 2w. Now remember, minus 3 times 2 would give you a negative 6. So I've got negative 6w. And then negative 3 times normal 2, again, would give you another negative 6. If we then gather this up, I'll do my highlighter again. So I've got a 4w, and then further along I've got a take away 6w. Now we will go into negatives now and again here, okay? So 4w take away 6w is negative 2w. And then if we look at the numbers, I've got a plus 12 and a take away 6. 12 take away 6 is just normal 6. So we write plus 6. Now, sometimes if you're doing this from a textbook, the textbook might actually write the answer 6 take away 2w instead. That's the exact same thing. It's just sometimes people like to don't like to start an answer with a negative number, so it's okay to switch it around. But I'm more than happy to leave it as negative 2w plus 6 just now. Okay, let's do one more of them. Okay, so this is my last one. You might notice I've doctored this one a little bit to change the numbers. So we're going to times out the first bracket by 3. So we do 3 times 2 is 6x. We do 3 times 5 is 15. Now in the second bracket, I'm times by negative 2. Remember, x has secretly got a little number 1 in front of it. So I'm doing minus 2 times positive 1, which gives me negative 2. So negative 2x. And then I'm doing negative 2 times negative 6. So a negative times a negative. The two negatives team up and become a positive. So that becomes plus 12. Then I can do my gathering up. So the first bit, if I gather up my letters, I've got a 6x and I've got a take away 2. So 6x take away 2 is just 4. So I've got 4x. And then if I do my numbers, I've got a plus 15 and a plus 12. Well, 15 plus 12 is 27. It's positive, so I've just got plus 27. And that's my final answer for that one. So I hope this has helped. It is a fundamental part of maths though, and a very common mistake to make is this end term here is having the wrong sign. So you just have to remember and be extra careful and look what my times by, is it a negative or a positive, and remembering that a negative will change the sign on whatever it is multiplying to the opposite. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.